Good morning. I'm still in my jammies. I'm still snuggled. I did my Kriya. And I wanted to get on here and chat because everything just feels so incredibly aligned right now. And I wanted to express it and share it. And thank you guys for witnessing. And so today, in our fourth lesson, so it's interesting because we're doing like this it's day 4 of ritual, and that has its own lessons. And then with it is like a book where she Mami Onami like did a clarification book, or the Course of Miracle Made Easy to Understand book, and we're following along with that like per day. So first, we were talking about neutral time and how we add meaning to everything, and but everything is really neutral in and of itself. It's us who add the meaning and practicing being in neutral about things. So I woke up and I like usually after Noah leaves, I feel like someone died and I have a lot of grief. And I woke up today like really in the knowing of like, this is what's best for both of us in this here and now, and trusting in it. It's not that it's good or that it's bad. It's not that it's right or that it's wrong. This is where we are, exactly where we're supposed to be. And that's it. Which made me feel really good. Which I know good is like then positive, right? But like, remaining in the observing. Anyways, that was a win, to not feel like I was going to die today because my boy's not around. And that led to, so I'm doing like my homework and reading, and it moved into observing thoughts now with neutral, which was like so aligned with what we talked about yesterday, right? What about the intrusive thoughts? Because something was like there for me about like, all right, what is this? Because things get trendy, right? Toxic gets trendy, and trauma gets trendy, and intrusive thoughts get trendy. And what is an intrusive thought? A thought that we don't want, a thought that we have made wrong, right? A thought that is a bad thought because we don't like it. We don't like that thought, so it's intrusive. We only want the thoughts that we like. That's it. Only those. But I don't play like that, right? That's not the game that we're here to play. So rather than being like, this is an intrusive thought, why not just observe it and not add any meaning to the thought? Like the thought of like, Thelma, shut up. Like, what are you doing? Nobody wants to listen to you. Like, I don't have to give that any meaning. It's just, oh, there's another thought. Neutral time with thoughts. And when, like, I've done Vipassana a few times in my life. And for those that don't know, Vipassana is a 10-day silent meditation retreat where you literally just do nothing but meditate all day long, like from 3 a.m. to the last session, I think, is at like 9 o'clock at night. And you go back to your little sleeping area, and there's nothing. There's no TV, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no phones, there's no writing, there's no journaling, that you just nothing. And you only eat once a day, and it's like vegan, vegetarian, and then you have a little tea, and that's it. That's Vipassana. And in there, what we're practicing is observing equanimity. We practice equanimously to watch the sensations in our body, watch the thoughts that race through our minds. It's neutral time. It's equanimous, right? So I was like, oh, okay, so intrusive thoughts, they're only intrusive because I've labeled them intrusive because I decided that I don't like them. And then a friend on Sharecast, thank you I love when you guys contribute. Like, you contribute to me, you really do, when you get on here and you share your thoughts. And I know it's a short little reply time, but feel free to like come to our private messages and talk to me there, because I love how this is sparking connection. Anyways, I went off on a tangent. So a friend was saying like, maybe the intrusive thoughts are like our subconscious thoughts. And at first I was like, oh, maybe let's play with that idea. And our subconscious, it doesn't sit right. It doesn't feel right to me. Like something feels off in that. It doesn't feel aligned. Because if our subconscious beliefs are creating our lives, and the subconscious belief is that I'm a terrible mom, well, I would see that in my life, because we're not aware of subconscious beliefs until we become aware of it, right? So then it's like, well, if that's what I'm thinking subconsciously, then the proof would be like out here somewhere that I'm a terrible mom. Like, so, and what would be proof of that? I don't know. Sick kids. I don't know. Maybe that's not a good example. What's resonating for me in the now is intrusive thoughts is a label. That's all it is. It's just a label. I've labeled these thoughts intrusive because I don't like them. If I didn't add any meaning to them and it was like, oh yeah, there's that thought, neutral, equanimous, it's not good or bad. And what I would do during Vipassana is, as the thoughts would come in, I'd put them in like cloud bubbles or like bubble bubbles, like soap bubbles. And then I would just watch them go up, and then they disappear, and then another next thought, and put that one in a bubble and watch it go. And those are thoughts, that we are not our thoughts. And some people say that 98% of our thoughts and feelings are really not even ours. They belong to someone else. And we're so psychic, but we don't acknowledge how psychic or sensing. Carolyn Miss says sensing. We are sensing creatures, but we don't activate our sensing, right? We are so avatarish, and we don't actually acknowledge our avatarishness, that a lot of these thoughts and feelings don't even belong to us. So we don't have to buy them. We could just be like, bye, Karen. Like, I don't know who you belong to, but return to sender. Like, that's not mine. Thank you, no thank you. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry, bitches. That's not my thought. Good try. And that's just so freeing to me. And then in the in blah, 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 in in the reading, let's see, it's a reading, but I listened to the audio thing. That's why I'm getting all jammed up. In the audio, she says, practice saying the things that you're learning. She said that her most freeing moment was when she realized that it was okay to talk about the things that she didn't know as much as talking about the things that she did know, and that's how her career started. So I've been sitting here like, all right, how am I going to do this? What am I going to do? I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know what I'm doing, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's just it. And I said this to my friend the other day on the phone. I was like, I just want to be vulnerable and say, like, I don't have nothing figured out. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but I'm out here doing it anyways. And like, let's do it. And I feel like all of us struggle with the same things, right? The details are different. The details for that friend versus mine versus the stranger across the street, the details may look different, but the storylines are the same, right? The archetypes are the same. But nobody's talking about it because everybody's like embarrassed for the other person to know what they're going through. So we all just walk around like carrying our own worlds on our shoulders, feeling the weight. And I feel like, or I think that if I shared, I know that if I share vulnerably the things that I struggle with, the things I succeed with, the places where I stub my toe, the places where I get back up, like all of it, all of it, the tears and the joys, the failures, whatever that is, and successes, whatever that is, that other people will know that like everything they're going through is normal too, whatever normal is, and that we don't have to do it alone. that things may seem like we're super different, but we're way more alike than we are different. And the differences that we have are actually the contribution that we all need, right? Like the fact that we're different, even though we're all the same, is actually the beauty of it all. All right, I got an itch on my face. Excuse me, guys. Okay. That's my purge for the day. The day hasn't even really started. I don't know what I'm doing today. This might be it. I might just do this. And it's so crazy too, because like on my list, I was like, all right, I'm going to put my altar up. All the kids aren't here. And I was like, no, not doing it. Then this morning I was like, okay, I'm going to do it now. And I was like, no, not doing it. And then in class, she says, so this week coming up, we're going to start working on our altars together. And I was like, oh, because I'm going to do it with the class. I'm not going to, it was like, yes, Thelma, what if you could just trust in each moment, just trust in each moment, be present in the moment. What if I could just trust myself? What would it be like? What would it be like to be in like full trust of myself and the guidance I receive? Like when we were running late to the airport and we're like, oh my God, they're going to start boarding soon. And, they wouldn't let us go through they usually let Noah go through the TSA line because he's an unaccompanied minor, but they like wouldn't let us at this airport. It was a new airport. So we're like, oh, and the security line was so long. Whatever. We got there in time. They're going to start boarding in like a few minutes. And then all of a sudden the flight was delayed. And I was like, look at that. Now we have time to sit and eat with each other and just laugh. And we played games on his phone. And guys, since I've turned 40, I get chin hairs now. And like hairs, not like one. And one was white. Oh my God. So I'm sitting next to Noah and he's like, Ma, what? It's like, what is this? And then a chin hair. And he's like, can I pull it? And I'm like, yeah. So we had bonding, He was like grooming me like monkeys. We were like little monkeys. Sometimes I wonder if I hit ceilings of how much pleasure I can receive in life. And my pattern is to drop down to baseline of like, oh, it's bad, it's sad. And how much that is shifting now. And how I have more space. I have more space to receive the pleasures of life and to trust in the moment. All right, with that, I'm going to sit in this moment and watch a funny movie and I might fall back asleep. Love you guys. Bye.